have changed when it comes to how you view things?
That's very interesting that you say that, because I have also felt that in the last really few months, maybe more, maybe four, most of the year so far. I keep kind of readjusting my lens, and people that I used to really enjoy listening to, for instance, I'm just like, I can't handle it anymore. I really am not good with the energy for me. I'm not good with people that hang out in complaint. I'm just like, I don't, I'm not resonating with that at all. Whereas it used to make me, I like laugh and all the stuff. And I just don't even, it doesn't even like, I'm not there anymore. It's kind of, I was just thinking about that this morning.
Yeah, it's like our energies are like intertwined when it comes to that today, right? Like, what are the odds that we would both be experiencing similar things this year?
Well, I think the odds are actually, I'm not an astronomer or astrologer, but I think the odds are better than maybe either one of us, unless you are an astrologer. The odds might be better than we realize because this is what the people are saying is happening. We're actually going through a big shift, and I don't understand these things because that's not my area of study. But I do follow people that is their area of study, and I'm kind of like I'm just watching, like I'm just watching. Does this match, or does is this matching my life or not? And it seems to be matching my life, right? Right. We've been experiencing, for instance, just to get a little bit sciencey, because my training was as a research scientist. Um, We're getting experiencing a lot of solar flares right now, and the flares from our sun are coming, some of them are coming right at Earth, right at us. And we can't help but be affected by that. Now, I can't pretend to know, like, I don't, because it's not my area, I don't know what science there is around that and what we're talking about, but the astrology people say there's a correlation between celestial events and what's happening here.
That's interesting because, like, when I look back on what we were talking about, how our perspectives have changed, it could be like a stressful situation for some people, right? Because this is who you were with this group of people, for example, whether there's romantic, professional relationships involved, and then this is who you're becoming, and you don't know which relationships are going to make it into the journey of the new you. So I would ask you then, is that stressful for some people to manage when they realize that they're becoming a different person and maybe they have to let go of some of the things from their past?
Well, now you're touching into, I love the question. Now you're touching into, I'm familiar with this within the recovery space, addiction recovery. This is something that we deal with a lot, where we're going from living a life where we're maybe using alcohol or substances, or maybe we're codependent, but that kind of addicted frequency where I want more, I want more, I want more. That energy, that's a very different vibe. I want more from you. I want more. I want more. That vibe is very different from I just accept you where you are and I accept me where I am, and that's completely different energy. It's completely different. And when we get into recovery, one of the things that was advised in early recovery is to stop hanging out with people that drink or do drugs. Like your friends that do that, stop hanging out and start hanging out with people that are working a recovery path. And that's a difficult one, especially the alcohol piece, because alcohol is everywhere in our society. Like I live in a college town, and within town, there's like a liquor store on every block. It's just like right. And so what's interesting, it's a little bit of a joke, but not really. Half the people in this town are in recovery, and the other half are going to be in recovery. Meaning, half people are drinking, and drinking alcohol is a progressive disease. So if they keep drinking, you know, they're going to hit a bottom and they're going to have to get in recovery or it's going to take them out. So that's why we say half the town is in recovery and the other half of the town is going to be in recovery. Right? But it's a college town. This is the energy that there's a lot of drinking and stuff that's just part of our culture and at the moment it's just everywhere in every I'm trying to think if there is have ever been a celebration outside of just all sober people, but I'm trying to think if there was ever a celebration in my life where alcohol wasn't involved as just as part of the ambiance.
That's a good question because I know of some festivals that don't have alcoholic drinks. They're usually more cultural in nature.
Uh-huh.
When I look at some celebrations that are more societal, maybe is the word, where it's more, it doesn't have a cultural foundation, meaning that it's not, let's say, like you have to have like a cultural attire or cultural wear, like those types.
Hmm.
That is more about performances than
Hmm.
people getting together and interacting with each other.
Uh-huh.
Let's say, for example, if I use like native dances, which you observe, or cultural musicians playing, right? There usually isn't an alcoholic. There isn't an overabundance of alcohol presence if there is one. Then if I look at something that's maybe more societal, like if I look at like New Year's Eve,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
right?
Alcohol is
Like
a
that's
social lubricant.
exactly right. Like it's become synonymous with it, right? It's like one on one. And that isn't a cultural thing, not anymore, if it ever was one. And then if you look at, let's say, what's another one? Let's say, for example, you have that and Christmas now, some people put
Christmas
alcohol
party.
in their eggnog, right?
Yeah, Christmas
Right?
party.
Christmas party. But if you look at the Christmas party, that isn't family oriented because when I used to go to the Christmas party with my parents, it was during the day. And most people still have the sense not to drink at 2 p.m., right?
Oh,
But if you
okay.
go to the work adults only Christmas party, when is that usually? 10 p.m. or later,
Right.
right? And they give you the hotel there as well because they have accommodation because they know people are going to be drinking and they don't want you to drink and drive.
There you
So I
go.
wonder then, how much do you think society plays on the stresses that we experience and our ability and maybe inability to manage it?
Yeah. Well, now you've really opened up Pandora's box with that question. There's like so much that could come out of that, right? Um, I'll start kind of because it's helpful for me. I'll start with the energy of our society. The energy of our society is go, go, go. I need more, more, more. Uh, and uh, and what does that do for us? It means we're always pushing, and we have difficulty being present because we're trying to get to the next thing, and we're feeling pressure from behind us to perform, you know, etc. Which started for me, it started in school when I was, you know, just a little kid. Um, and mine got a little bit accentuated. I'm not sure this is like for everybody, but mine got accentuated because my parents expected me to excel. They didn't hope. They expected it. So, oh my God. So that was even harder, right? Um, so so there's this go, 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 push, push, push. There's not enough. And it's really a frequency of lack that there's not enough to go around, which I study historical trauma and I have studied uh, different kind of societal structures. And what I noticed, because we're looking at the energy of the society, Not that I've ever lived in a tribal community. I haven't had that experience of living. I've kind of been in them, but I haven't lived in them. But I've hung out with people that have, and that's a completely different energy.